Recording in progress.
Good afternoon. It is 2 p.m., June 15th, and I will call the meeting of the Washoe County Parcel Map Review Committee to order. Madam Secretary, can we get a roll call?
Rob Pierce.
Present.
Wes Rubio.
Present.
Wayne Handrock.
Present.
Christopher Bronzik.
Present.
And Del Wade did let me know him and his alternate would not be available. However, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. Item 2, with the ethics law announcement, Ms. Gustafson.
Certainly. Members are reminded that with respect to any matter or any person coming before the committee today, number 1, you've received a gift or loan. Number 2, you have a pecuniary interest. Number 3, you have a commitment in a private capacity, such as a family, employment, business, or similar relationship. Or number 4, if you've provided representation or counseling before an agency to a person or entity for compensation within the last year on a matter being considered here today, please remember to disclose that gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation at the time the matter is being considered. And further, you must abstain from deliberation or voting on the matter if it's clear that the gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation would materially affect the independence of judgment of a reasonable person. Committee members are also reminded that under the bylaws, if you've had any contact outside this meeting with any persons interested in a matter coming before the committee today, please disclose the nature of that contact at this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 3, the appeal procedure. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. Most decisions rendered by the Parcel Map Review Committee are appealable to the Board of County Commissioners. If you disagree with the decision of the Parcel Map Review Committee and you want to appeal its action, you may do so in writing within 10 calendar days from the date that the decision being appealed is reduced to writing, filed with the Secretary of the Parcel Map Review Committee, and mailed to the original applicant in the proceedings being appealed in accordance with Washoe County Code. Please call planning staff immediately at 328-3600 for information on the appeal procedure and the application fee. Madam Secretary, do we have any public comment?
I do have one hand raised. I see John K. John, if you could please state your first and last name for the record and unmute.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, but you can't see me on video.
Yeah, it looks like your camera's off, but we have your video or your audio, so you're fine.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, my name is John Krompottic. I know many of the people on the committee. I represented Mr. York on the zone change. And now we're into this parcel map. I've been working with Mr. York and his contractor, Matt Canopsis. We're all here at my office, willing to participate at any level. If you want a presentation, I have 20 so slides put together. And but I'm not finding what's going on with the video button. We'll work through that. Just letting you know. Other than that, so we'll just wait for questions by staff or the parcel map committee and not just jump into a presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have no further hands raised for public comment.
Thank you. We will move to item 5, which is approval of the June 15th, 2023 agenda, which is today. Did everybody have the opportunity to review the agenda? Is there any comments or edits to suggest? And I would welcome a motion.
This is Wes Rubio. I would move to approve the June 15th agenda.
Wayne
Handrock, second.
Thank you. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. Motion carries unanimously. Item 6, we have Approval of the April 13th, 2023 draft minutes. Again, has everybody had the opportunity to review those minutes? Any suggestions or comments associated with them? Great. Then I would welcome another motion.
Go ahead, Wayne.
This is Wayne Handrock. I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Do I have a second?
This is Wes Rubio. I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries unanimously. We are moving to item 7, project review items. We have one item on this agenda, 7A. This is tentative parcel map case number WTPM 23-0004 for the York parcel map. And we have planner Kat Oakley, who is here to present. Kat?
Hi, yes, Kat Oakley with Washoe County Planning. I'm just going to share my screen. Can you guys see my presentation? Okay. The case before you today is a tentative parcel map for York. This parcel map would divide a 22.4 acre parcel into 3 parcels, one of 5.39 acres, one of 11.82 acres, and one of 5.22 acres. The parcel is located at 800 Shelbourne Street. You can see it's right next to a large parcel of Arrow Creek open space, and on the other side of that is some federal land. And it's in the southwest part of town. Here's the map that's proposed. A couple things to note here. So you can see there are some existing accesses that are maintained and shown on this map. Those are already established and they provide access to the open space that is behind this parcel and these future 3 parcels. And then there are also some building envelopes shown. And I will touch on those in a minute. But first, just the basics. The zoning or the regulatory zone is medium density rural. There's a maximum lot potential of 4 lots, and 3 lots are proposed on this parcel map. The minimum lot size required is 4 acres, and the minimum size on this map is 5.22 acres, and it complies with all other requirements of this nature. You'll notice there's an Exhibit D with some additional application materials, and that is because this parcel map is subject to the hillside development standards of Article 424. One of the requirements in that is that building envelopes be shown on the tentative parcel map and on the final parcel map, and that they avoid the developmentally constrained areas. So that would be, there are a few things that could trigger that. Slopes in excess of 30%, landslide potential, sensitive habitat, and things of that nature. So all that was mapped, and these building envelopes avoid those areas. So the parcel map does meet all applicable requirements, and future construction on the created lots would need to comply with Article 424. All that in mind, staff is recommending approval with conditions. Here is a possible motion for your consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Kat. Madam Secretary, or Kat, is your applicant wanting to present? If not, does the board have any questions for staff or the applicant? Wes?
Hi, guys. Sorry, wouldn't unmute. Quick question. The building envelope, since we don't run across this a ton, would that be encompassing of all infrastructure that would have to be on there, since these sites will have to be on septic and well? Do those components have to also be contained within that building development as part of this project?
It's my understanding that it would be all structures, not necessarily all improvements. So for example, they could establish the driveway connecting into that area. For the septic, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can pull up 424 and see if it has any insights on that.
I just figured it would be good if that's a requirement, that we make sure that the property owners going forward would know that as well.
So 424.25 states that any portion of hillside development which is deemed unsuitable for development, so those conditions I described before, shall be designated as permanent open space. And so the uses in that space would be subject to the provisions of 424.25. You can have paved trails, recreational stuff, roads, maintenance, drainage features. I don't see a provision allowing septic tanks specifically. And so then I would presume they would be excluded from that.
So I'm assuming that would mean no grading.
There can be grading related to dealing with erosion and drainage, and for those other uses, including the roads, bridges, culverts, things like that, but only if it were related to those allowed uses.
So then I guess I would ask, like, Chris, then in your opinion, would the installation of a septic tank and associated leach field and infrastructure to be able to support that, would that have to be contained within the building envelope?
So the only thing that I see within the open space area that's exempt is installation, maintenance, and operation of typical utilities. It doesn't call out specifically well and septic, but it also doesn't call out a prohibition of well and septic.
So we could consider those typical utilities, since you kind of need to have water and sewage disposal to have a house?
I think it's safe to call those typical utilities in the more rural areas where well and septic and leach fields are required.
Okay. I was concerned because that could be an issue for the development of the property. So I kind of wanted to make sure we set them up on the right foot.
Thanks for your question, Wes.
Is there any other questions for staff from the board? Do we have any questions for the applicant? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, do we have any public comment for this item?
I have no hands raised for public comment.
Thank you. With that, I would welcome a motion from a member of the board.
This is Wes Rubio. I move that after giving reasoned consideration to the information contained within the staff report and the information received during the public meeting, that the Washoe County Parcel Map Review Committee approve parcel map case number WTPM 23-0004 for Ray and Elaine York, subject to the conditions of approval included as Exhibit A with the staff report, and make the determination that the following criteria is or will be adequately provided for pursuant to Washoe County Code Section 110.606.30E, and that is 1 through 12.
This is Rob. I'll second it.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, everybody.
It's our pleasure. Item 8 is the reports and future agenda items. 8A for future agenda items. Does any members of the board have any items they would like placed on a future agenda? Seeing none. For item 8B, legal information, Ms. Gustafson, is there anything from legal that would be presented?
I have nothing for you today. I do apologize if there was screaming in the background when I was talking earlier. I am in the airport and there was a lady screaming behind me, but no legal information from me today. Thank you.
Thank you. And for item 9, Madam Secretary, do we have any public comment?
There is no public comment.
Thank you. With that being said, I think we're at item 10, which is adjournment. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.